ladies in the United States, I don't care what your age is, like, I feel like y'all need to understand that at this point in American history right now that we're at, we are being stripped of our civil liberties, and we need to understand what's taking place right now in order to prevent this situation from worsening. I just want to remind y'all of your power, that we're like half of the population. Post-pandemic, women in the workforce has been on a steady decrease, and I don't know if y'all got a similar life to me, but I've dealt with a lot of violence and abuse my whole life, and turning into adult and met with a lot of these same things, and I'm having a horrible time trying to escape this trap that's been put here for me. I do not want to be in abusive or unhealthy relationships. I feel I have a right to my own safety, and my ex-husband just took me for a financial ride anyways, so, that says a lot about society trying to force us to rely on a man to provide. This chapter of my life is called Waffles versus the Governor. I'm in the state of Colorado, and our state governor has effectively, slowly over the period of 4 years, pretty much shut down our Department of Labor. And people are not noticing what's going on, so I've been on an ongoing public awareness campaign. I've been working in landscape and construction the last 10 years of my life. I entered into the field of employment that I entered into because of the 2008 recession. I spent 2 years living out of my car. I went to whatever work was available. I found a passion for my work, and nobody told me that as a female I was on the frontier of breaking into the industry, for me, from my own understanding. Like, I just thought that I was getting a job, and then I started trying to develop a career. That's about as complicated as that gets. I like taking care of the environment. It's not that I'm incapable of doing my job, and since our governor has shut down the State Department of Labor, it's causing a ripple effect into our civil liberties here in this state. I don't know what's taking place elsewhere, but a lot of statistics that I'm looking at don't look very good right now as far as your opportunity as an individual to have a happy and safe life. So I'm going to state that. I apologize to the remainder of society that may feel ill will, but as an individual, I do not feel that I need to live my life shaking my butt around in skimpy clothes on the internet in order to make money. And I feel like that's what y'all expect us to do if we're gonna survive. Fact of the matter is, I would prefer to live my life with integrity, and I think that my body, the only thing I was born into this earth owning in any way, is sacred to me. And I don't feel the need to share that with society. And I do feel like I should have a right to a roof over my head and food in my mouth without doing that. Thank you very much, America. So for people dealing with the amount of hate that is going on in society right now, I just want to state that, currently in the United States, just as of last year, did any action be taken into looking at the graves of children that were found at schools that were instituted by the government, where the government is funding the murder of children that have been forced into these residential schools, that we are just now trying to identify who those children were, and this is taking place in the United States where we live. So if we want to talk about our civil liberties and our civil rights and what we do and do not have rights to, let's start there and get real serious about what we're actually dealing with here. If you look at my recent post, that is a news article explaining the current state of the economy and how it's impacting women, and that women are being kind of like shoved out of the workforce and are making subpar wages. The average income or whatever is about $23,000 a year, which is considered poverty level. So I broke my foot and I lost my job, and then had to find work during my injury time, right after I got injured. found a job on the computer, which those jobs are very difficult to find. And it's because our state governor is not taking accountability. I used to work for the Department of Labor. I'm going to tell you that right now, anybody who's trying to make unemployment claims, that's only the tip of the iceberg. There's other things happening through that division that the public just does not want to look at right now. So people are trying to make unemployment claims when they need to get unemployment. In the state of Colorado, this has been going on for 4 years now, and nobody's paying attention to this because they've been able to successfully play this game saying that they're looking for fraud cases or whatever, fraud, but nobody's considering that the fraud may be internal that's taking place in the state of Colorado. And so people who just lost jobs that may require, really low income wages from the Department of Labor's unemployment division in order to simply just get by are getting forced into situations like selling their vehicles or living on the streets. And women are being disproportionately affected by what's taking place as a result of the pandemic with the economy. So this now becomes a civil rights issue that's been caused by our state governor continuing to just overlook this as important. I've spent the last 10 years of my life dropping tree limbs with ropes on them, operating chainsaws. And I am now going to move into where the women are supposed to be and make $15 an hour because a 19-year-old boy threw a temper tantrum about working with a woman, and this is where I'm at. My skill set is my skill set. And I'm not interested in being locked in a kitchen, thank you, America. I had to beg for the job and explain my situation. And that place is full of females. Thank God for that. I think as an American, I have the right to make my own decisions about what I'm going to choose to do with my life. Thank you very much. I don't give a damn what happened in your family or whatever the hell. You are not the ruler over my life. I'm all the way out here in Colorado. You're watching me on a video screen. You know nothing about my life, most likely. I lost a job because I caught a corporation committing fraud and reported it to like 6 divisions of federal government. So, considering that the co-founder has been arrested in Portugal on fraud charges of this massive corporation, Optimum Altice USA, serving the entire east coast of the United States is a vital part of our infrastructure. If they are committing fraud against their customers, I fully expect to see an investigation in the United States now that this turning into an international investigation, so y'all better not be ignoring that issue. I lost this job on retaliation and reported it to government, and then went and worked for some landscape company needs to get their shit together, ought to go out of business. And lost my job because Tweedledee and Tweedledum wanted to team up for their own personal financial gain, and you're running your business so poorly over there that you're not even trying to figure out what's happening with your own staff, including your upper management team, and you're about to go out of business because I'll take this to Supreme Court. As a female, I do not want to live in a domestic violence shelter. I do not want to be forced into living in a situation where I have to rely on others, and that depends on who's willing to take care of me. That subjects me to violence. What the hell is going on in this country? Because I sure as hell don't see none, the majority of the population of men. I don't see them stepping up to take care of these ladies. So I don't know what the hell y'all are expecting of us women, but I think us ladies need to be paying attention and realize that we're like more than half of the population, and that, for anybody else dealing with discriminatory struggles that, have a foundation in the violence and the true history of what has taken place in the United States, any of you groups that would decide to pick up on being friendly with the women and not treating them like shit, got a real opportunity to deal with the major political problem that's making it so none of us can afford housing right now. Because that then makes us a majority, like 2/3 of the population. What the hell is going on, dude? Ladies, be aware, you will be hated just for being born female. And it's going to be a fight no